I'm live. Hi, people. I don't know if anyone's joining me today, but if you are, happy Friday. I'm excited to be here with you, and I'm looking forward to the holidays and to taking some time offs, enjoying some friends and family, partying. I'm sure all of you are looking forward to just even Christmas, seeing, maybe gifts. Maybe you're also excited about gifts that you might receive. I always tell my children, I'm not about the gifts. Don't worry about me. I will be entirely okay and awesome. Be great if you just get me a nice card and maybe some of my favorite treats. I love snacks, crackers, plantain chips, peanuts, that kind of stuff, right? So, anyhow, thank you for joining me live. I'm live today on Instagram. Yes, live on Instagram and on YouTube. So I normally come on at 11:30, but because I had an event to attend, and I just thought I don't want to miss the date. I don't want you to miss me, and I don't want to miss you. So here I am. I'm going to today. My goal is this week on my coaching call. I was covering. Hi. I was covering the year in review. So 2024. Oh my gosh, can you believe it? We are almost at the end of this year. It's gone by quickly, as it often does. And so I don't want us to miss on taking some time to reflect on our achievements, our challenges, any lessons that we learned in 2024. And of course, I want us to start setting our intentions for 2025. I don't think that if you want to be successful and if you want to accomplish some of your goals, your dreams, the only way to do that is to literally take time and to write them down, to spend time, setting them. And then I would always recommend that you share them with someone. But I think that it's fair to say that if you set goals for 2024, that it's now time to reflect on and see where you ended up. And I don't think that it's all about achieving your goals only, because there are many times I set goals, I set them high, and I won't always achieve them in 1 year. Sometimes they're big goals, and it takes time or things happen. Like the last year here, the market and the conditions under which we've been operating is pretty drastic and challenging. I believe we're in a recession, and it's been making it very hard for people to exist and live. So I think it's really good for you to take time to think about what you set as the goals at the top of 2024. So, as we wrap 2024, reflect, take a look at everything that you've achieved. You may not feel that you've achieved some things, but you probably have, even if it's teaching yourself how to survive, right? And how to persevere. Those are simple achievements. I tell you, some days I wake up and it's great. I feel awesome. And then other days I wake up and it's not so great and awesome. And I'm just like, what is it? What's kind of under my skin making me feel like I shouldn't be happy or things are not going well? And I don't always know what it is. It's just that there's a turn or maybe even an event that happens that leads to that. So just take time to importantly look at what you've done this year and what you can start to do for 2025. So let's review your year's wins, challenges, and I'm asking you to do it. I mean, if you have a win that you want to type in the chat and share, or you want to DM and send, let me know. I definitely feel like the year has been challenging, but I've had lots of wins. I mean, one of my big wins this year was I'd set a target to complete podcasts and to establish and start my podcast. And I did. And I got a number of episodes. I got episodes from here locally in the Toronto area to I went as far as the Dominican Republic when I was on a trip earlier this year. I recorded 3 episodes there. And while I was in Chicago, Illinois, I got a couple episodes there. In fact, I still have one to produce, and it's been holding me back a little bit. It's my last one, but I feel like I might make it my first for my next season because I've been working on creating my next season. So that was one thing that I accomplished this year that I had. I pivoted a lot this year with my business and business relationships. And so I'm truly thankful that some relationships have ended and some are beginning, because it's like the end of those relationships have created opportunities and new relationships that I never thought about. And so I'm excited. Some of it I'll have to share in 2025, just as I start to unroll and get it going. Others I feel I can share here. Like I have continued with my virtual events, but I did them all on my own, where I formerly did them with I did them with my former business partner. I'm not sure what the thumbs down means, so I see something coming up on my screen there. Thank you, Sasha and Silver Fox and 500 S500 Big Body for joining. I appreciate all of you for coming on, and anyone else that I can't see because I tried to scroll, but it's not scrolling. So I think it's so important for us to take the time to review and reflect. So I've had some challenges, like the dissolution of a business relationship. That was, well, it's been good and bad. I think change can always be good. For me, every day I awake healthy under a roof of my own is a win. I agree. That is one thing. Even my daughter, who is my youngest daughter, who's 12, woke up this morning and said, Mom, I'm so thankful for all the things that I have, my bedroom, my home, my mom and dad. And, I feel I have a great life. And I'm like, I'm so proud of you for just articulating that. And she did that yesterday, and almost every day this week, she's been articulating how she is so grateful and thankful for all that she has. And we should be too. I'm very grateful and thankful for my health, for having a roof over my head. I have lost, and we have lost friends and family. Even in just the last week, I was at a funeral last week, which is why my Friday live was changed. I was at a funeral. And it's at that funeral and going to those events that I learned through the sermon that I listened to, how much sometimes we forget that we should be appreciative of what we've got, and even that the present, right, today is a gift. It truly is a gift, and we have to be thankful for it, no matter what sort of noise and difficulties and uproar and pandemic or recession is going on in our lives. We should be thankful and grateful for that. Thank you, Silver Fox, for that. It was a very sad loss. We were thankful that she lived a very long life, and that she was at end of life where it was just not as pleasant as you can imagine. As you age and you're ill, it's not pleasant to stay on, trying to survive the next day when you're in more pain than you are enjoying yourself. So as much as it was sad to lose her, it was also important for us to understand that it was time for her to go. She wanted to go, and she got to see and spend time with everyone that she needed to prior to, closing her eyes and sleeping. So I think it's really important for us to enjoy life, right? And know that the past, we can't really change it. We can only take the lessons from it to move forward. And the future, we absolutely can only impact by what we do today and taking the lessons from the past. So we can't impact the future or change the future. All that we can do is learn from what we've experienced and use that to help reinforce and help us make sure our goals, our dreams, and the things that we want to happen, right? So before we dive in, can anyone share with me what their biggest financial win was? Their biggest, it could be anything at all. Just drop a comment or share in the chat. I think for me, my biggest is I survived, because now I've made all my mortgage payments for 2024. I survived. I didn't think I would survive. My mortgages all had like tripled in the last couple of years, and my rents don't on some of the properties don't cover. They do now, some of them, because I've done some renewing, but many of them weren't being covered by the rents. And so that was a huge struggle, but it's a financial win because I made it through 2024. And yes, for me, thank you, Silver Fox. I'm so happy and thrilled about that. Because I must say, I feel that I've been asset rich, but I'm cash poor. Like a lot of my money is invested in real estate and assets that I can't just easily liquidate. And one of my goals for 2025 is to change that because I don't like that feeling and I don't like that experience. But no one's shared. Anyone, tell me something that you did this year that was a huge win financially. And, you know, if you didn't have a lot of financial wins this year, change it for 2025. That's not what you want going forward. We host a lot of free seminars that help you deal with and learn about how to improve your investing knowledge and your finances. Next year, my goal, and one of the things that I've learned from the different changes in my business structures and relationship, is that I'm going to focus largely on doing financial literacy as the focus, along with using real estate as one of the tools to help you build wealth. I don't think real estate is absolutely the only one. It's just one of the ways that I've done it, but it's not the only way I want to do it going forward. And it's not the only way I want to teach to you. And so please join some of our free seminars that we host so that you can start to learn how to build wealth financially. So for 2024, it was a year of growth. For me, anyways. I'm sure it was a year of growth for some of you. And if you want to share some of the things that you, or ways that you grew, I'd love to hear. I brought to our community things such as land development projects. We explored investment opportunities internationally. So looking at ways to invest in the Dominican Republic. We're going to continue to show you some more ways that you can invest internationally, like in places like Jamaica, where I was born, and places like the US and Texas and Florida, where I'm hoping to be next year. And so I think, you know, if you're interested in those things, pay attention. We'll be having some seminars that will be available for you to learn more about how to invest, not just here locally, but also abroad. We also gave you experiences like opportunities to invest with companies like Equiton, which is one of the investment companies that I partnered with to do real estate investment trusts. I invest with them, and I think it's been great for me. I've put some of my teachers' pension plans there, my children's RESPs, my husband's RRSPs. And so I encourage you to use that too as a place that you can invest and put some of your registered or cash investments so that you can take advantage of double-digit returns, which you don't get at the bank. Okay. And so I know that when I first started investing, I was doing it with the bank and realizing that, wait, I'm not making any money on my money. So I'm working hard, but my money isn't. And we teach you how to make your money work hard so that you can have big financial wins. So Equiton is one of those companies. But we want to teach you how to build a strong foundation for whether it be using the real estate assets, because if you own already, we can teach you how to multiply that and build if you own properties. And if you don't, then we can help you get on track to owning your first, right? But we want to teach you how to build a strong financial base. And so we were able to give you a number of different ways to do that in 2024, and we're going to continue to do that in 2025. So continually maintaining, thank you, Silver Fox, for sharing, continually maintaining decent credit utilization. Oh yeah, I agree. That is a very key thing. Upping your credit scores and building business credit worthiness. So I think credit is a key, a key aspect of our finances. And if that is something that you need to improve or you want to continually improve, definitely plug in with us because we are able to help you do that. Myself, many times over, my credit gets beaten up. I'm carrying a lot of debt. I'm doing a lot of things. Yes, I have considered Mexico, and I've actually went to a seminar this year for Mexico, Silver Fox. So it is one of the places that I'm open to in the future, but because I've got so many things going right now, I haven't explored Mexico in depth. But I love the opportunities in Mexico. I love the opportunity to also have residency in Mexico, and I've discovered how quickly and easy I can have residency. It was as simple as, I believe, in my last seminar that I went to on Mexico, I was told that with as little as 70,000 in my bank account here in Canada, I can apply for residency in Mexico. And I'm like, what? That's fantastic. So definitely, Silver Fox, you can share your info on Mexico. It is one of my endeavors, future endeavors. Ghana is as well. But I can only take on so many things at once. And so those are some of my future goals. I don't think my immediate goal for 2025, but definitely some of my 3-year goals. If you have a milestone that you achieved this year, please share it with us. We'd love to hear what that milestone was. I'm trying to think if I accomplished any milestones this year. I was hoping that I would close on one of my projects in Toronto, a fiveplex that I was doing. It looks like it's not going to happen. We're very close to year end. And even though the builder is very thinking, it's very possible. I've written down the word Tulum. I don't know what the details are of it, but I put it down on my calendar here. So I'll look it up and you can share more. But I do feel that I may not close that for 2025 2024. So it may be one of my future goals for 2025 at the top, and as well the other project that I've got in Toronto. I think both projects look like maybe a 2025 milestone. So which investments or strategies did you implement this year that worked? Like, was there something that you did for your 2024 calendar year that worked well for you? I think if I'm thinking about that for myself, one of the things that I did differently this year, let's just think. I'm always a very strategic person. I like to plan. And so I definitely use a lot of spreadsheets and organizers. And I was using it in some of my businesses, but not necessarily personal always. And so I definitely tried to make sure I crossed over in all my personal and all my business. But I'm just trying to think of strategy. One of the things that I've done this fall was I actually implemented a personal assistant. I needed it. It was just getting too overwhelming doing so many things. And so that is something that I decided to do this fall. And I will be keeping that personal assistant going into 2025. And I think that will help me with additional successes. So one of your wins is crypto has been a big win for me personally. So thank you for sharing that, Silver Fox. I have invested and done some crypto investments, not necessarily saying that it's been one of my biggest success areas. I still think that real estate has always been the biggest success area for me, but I have seen some success in crypto and in stocks in general. I've done some other stock investments as well, where I don't know, I'm not giving advice by any means. I just think that some of the things that I invested in when they split were Amazon, Shopify. Tesla has just started picking up and coming back. Some other ones that have done really well. Apple. So just some of those, I mean, like Shopify, one of the ones I think is probably like a 70% return, like phenomenal. So there are definitely different ways to invest, like in stocks and crypto, that can absolutely bring success and wins. So don't limit yourself to any one way, but if you're going to do it, try to do it and have a knowledgeable expert, a mentor, or someone who someone who could help you do that successfully. Yes, those were solid stocks. And I know I'm missing a few others that I did. Another one that I did that I really liked, and I've had it for some time, for longer than Apple, Google, Amazon, and Tesla. I think that this one I've had longer is Couche-Tard, so Alimenté Couche-Tard, which is a Canadian company. They've done really well. And they, you might know them if you've seen they own the convenience stores at gas stations. The name's going to slip my mind just for a moment. It might come back, but Couche-Tard owns those companies. And so great. I'm not giving stock advice by any means. I'm just saying some of the ones that I've used and they've done. So do not take it as advice and go off and use it and say, hey, Andrea said this. No, not at all. Do some research, do some work, and talk to some experts that can help you along the way. Yeah, if you have anything else that you want to share that has been a great strategy that you've used, or an area that has been successful for you, I'd love to hear it in the chat. I agree. Diversification is key. Always diversify. I did not take, 100% of the money that I wanted to invest in stock and put it all in one. I put it in multiple, as well as I've invested in real estate, some crypto, and I've done some, even mutual funds, right? So you can do all of those things to help. And I've gone to different sectors or different markets so that you can absolutely take advantage of, the different, different markets to garner better returns. ETFs. Okay, yeah. So ETFs are definitely good, and I think a lot of ETFs are now being offered too on the same places that you can do stocks, right? REITs are good as well. Real estate investment trusts, if you're wanting to get into real estate and maybe not do active investing, but maybe do some passive. So if you had lessons that you can say that you learned, I think my biggest lesson and takeaway from 2024 is how important and key it is to research, endeavors that you want to go into and partnerships that you want to make, because I really don't want to make partnerships that are just short term, especially when I'm building a business. And that's something that I've learned. I didn't realize and think hard and fast and deep on, whether entering into a business partnership is a worthy endeavor. So that's something I think I learned. I definitely saw it over time and have been, making sure that as I build partnerships going forward, that I can see greater strengths in my partners than I see in me. Because I don't know everything. I'm not that knowledgeable about a lot of things. And so I want to have partners that have that strength that I don't have. And hopefully I can bring some strengths to the relationship as well, because then it's a win-win and it makes sense. Yes, I would agree that REITs are good, and finding investments, whether it be in, stocks, the ones that I mentioned that pay great dividends, is good as well, right? So I think there's a lot of ways to generate income and to generate cash flow. And if you're invested in products that are not registered, right, or tax-free savings accounts, for example, then you can absolutely, get paid great dividends from some of these stocks that I mentioned. What to expect for 2025? I'm not sure what you're thinking, but my thoughts are on for 2025, I'm going to start planning in the next couple of weeks, maybe just after Christmas. I've already started formulating a lot of what I want to do, because I felt like it was really hard. I had a challenging year with all the changes and all the transitions that I had to make. And so my first 6 months pretty much of this year was a loss. And because I didn't really do much in the first 6 months of the year, it had an effect on my, third quarter, and now my fourth quarter. I've been really building and having some success because I started getting some more momentum in my third quarter. And I feel I'm going to only just take off in the first quarter of 2025, because I've got so much on the go, so many things, planned and working on in the works, that I see 2025 as my explosive year. And I'm blessed because I've had to let go of some of what wasn't working in 2023 and 2024, that it has now freed up and given me the energy that I need to pursue my goals differently and independently, And I found some other partnerships that I feel are going to work and have been working, so that I'm going to have an explosive year. Who else feels that their year in 2025 will be explosive? Maybe just put a thumbs up or a bomb in the chat. I'm going to have an explosive year, and I hope many of you are looking forward to an explosive year as well. So share if you have, or if you know already, what maybe one of your top goals are for 2025. One of my top goals for 2025, you're still here. Thank you, Fox. Silver Fox, you're following. I know I'm still here. So those are amazing. I mean, if I make it into 2025, that is a great feat and a great accomplishment, right? Because so many people I've lost this year, and so have you or others, right? Even one of my besties, she's celebrating her birthday today. She recently, in the last beyond, it was maybe about 2 weeks ago, she lost her mom. And so, it's been a challenging fall. We've lost quite a few people. So that is a big win, is being here every day and present. But I want to not just be here and exist. I want to be here and do amazing things. And so one of my goals in 2025 is to help, you know, 20 other people achieve their goals, and say that I did it, Andrea. I accomplished. And whatever the goals are, I don't know yet what they are, but some of them have been following me along this year, and I'm working with them. And I'd like to help another 20 this coming 2025 year to see them through and have their goals accomplished. I'm also thinking for my own self, I want to close some of those transactions that I started from 2022 to now. I'd like to have some of them wrapped by the first quarter of 2025. Those would be big wins. I know that some of them won't, because I haven't even got shovels in the ground on one of the projects here in Brampton. But I do pray that we can get shovels in the ground by the spring. So share. I don't. So that's admirable. Oh, thank you. I assume that you're saying it's admirable that I want to help others. So I must tell you that my initial background is as former school teacher, and I was a foster parent for many years doing babies. So my goal is always to help make your goals a reality. And I first started in elementary schools doing that with children, to now working with adults or parents. So I'm absolutely on board. If you want to achieve your goals this year, I hope that you will attend some of our seminars and help let us help you do that. Now, I'm pretty much wrapping because it is 2:30. I came in a few minutes after because I was wrapping up a call prior to coming on. But if you have anything that you'd like to say to me, as we go into 2025, I'd love to hear from you. I did have some questions, but I think I'll leave them for another session. Yeah, let's ask one of them. What is one way that you may use as an individual to stay consistent, and stick to your goals? And maybe it's something that you use this year or you plan to use for the coming 2025 year. What's something that you've used? I know for me, I've always written my goals down, and many times I share them with others, so that I'm not the only one that knows what those goals are. Because if someone else, someone that you trust and know well, that could keep you accountable, knows those goals, then you're more likely to accomplish them. So what's a strategy that you might use to help you implement and successfully carry out your goals? If you haven't thought of one, start thinking of some, right? And help yourself, put those goals in writing. Put them in writing. Many times when I put them in writing, I make a little mini one of them. I stick it in my wallet. Sometimes I make it a little bigger and I stick it by my, bedside table or my mirror, something that I can see every morning, every night, somewhere where it's visible. If you want it to be somewhere where it's visible, it could be on your fridge, it could be in the kitchen. I mean, I don't think a day exists where I don't end up in the kitchen. So it's also a great place to post my goals, or my what things I want to focus on. And then what are some of the best ways to diversify in investing, right? What are some ways that you can diversify? Do the difficult things when you don't feel like doing them. Oh, that is excellent. Thank you. I definitely do that. I try not to put them off. Like if making certain calls or you know, following through with something that I can't do or that I committed to doing, I try to make sure that I do that thing first, get it out of the way so that it actually relieves me. Then I feel like, oh my gosh, I've got so much more energy because it weights you down when you hold on to that one thing that you don't want to do, that you hate doing, that is hard to do, that is taking up so much of your energy. Do it first, get it out of the way. Every time my team and I are planning and we talk about what needs to be done, I try not to put off till later or tomorrow or next week to do it. I try to do it right now, especially if it's something that I think that I'm going to have a hard time doing or following through with. I make sure I do it now. So I'm with you. Thank you, Silver for Thoughts. I also write down my goals and post them throughout the year. And I revisit them and change them because some of them I realize after I put them down and started my year and started, maybe I finished the first quarter and I realized, oh my gosh, that is not something I have time for or I can focus on. And instead of having it on my list and feeling like, oh my gosh, I'm not doing it, I can just take it off, put it onto my future goal list, and then, free myself of that for now and focus on the other things. We're human and we are not going to always get to everything or accomplish everything that we set out. And we cannot make ourselves feel bad for what we have or haven't done. Right. And so I'd rather, give myself a pat on the shoulder for taking it off and saying, I can't do that right now, or for, doing small steps each day to get towards accomplishing those goals that I've set, right? Because small steps could just simply be doing some research to go along with it, or calling someone, or connecting, or finding someone who has done it before that can help guide you on how you can do it. I'm big on mentorship and leaning on others who have the knowledge I may not possess. I cannot say that I know everything. I don't. I know very little, and what I know it well, and I can share it with others. But what they know and know well, they can share with me. So yeah, that's pretty much it for me today. I think 20, what is it now? Today is the 5th, so it's like 25 days away, people. Maybe a little over 25 days away to the new year, to 2025. And so it's going to be a full and productive and amazing year if you tell yourself that you are going to do that and make it that type of year, and you're going to set the goals, write them down, share them with someone, and follow through with them, and then try to stay focused on it, on what you set, consistent and connected. And I don't know what that connection involves for you, but for me, it's coming here on a regular basis, doing my events, my live events, making sure that I connect with my partners, meaning the people that I work with that help support my business, and my family, all of those individuals. And I even have a few accountability partners, people that I reach out to and I keep in touch with, see how they're doing. They see how I'm doing. Some of my besties that don't live here, that I don't see often, they're also accountability partners. I can reach out, rely on them to say, Andrew, where are you at? What are you doing? Have you done this? Have you done that? And so you need to have those people in your corner. I call them my cheerleaders as well. My husband is one of my cheerleaders, my bestie in the US, and I've got a couple other friends and coworkers, people that work with me or work for me that I consider individuals that I can rely on for support. So before we wrap, if there's anything you want to say about, or one word that you feel can describe how you want your 2025 year to look, type it in the chat right now. What's the one word that you want to be reflective of your 2025 year? I'm typing my word. I did that this year and I just feel I need to keep doing it because I didn't do everything that I want. Okay, Silver Fox said better. Mine is growth. Okay, I just want to keep on this track of growth and growing because that's what I spent most of this year doing. And I want to get better and better at, accepting change and growing into the person that I want to be and the things that I want to do. So thanks, everyone. Happy Friday. Before I go, enjoy the weekend. Thank you. I've got someone who's my motivator and cheerleader right here today. By the way, if you haven't seen, I've got an event. If you're in the GTA or the Brampton area, I would encourage you to click on our Bitly link or our Eventbrite link. We have a launch next Saturday where we're going to be hosting you. If you're willing to come out, you can take a look at our space. It's an event space where it has podcast studios, an office space, an area that you can use for booking and having small intimate affairs and intimate events. We're launching that. I've got a singer, I've got a poet, a baker. We've got some entertainment that's going to take place at that event when we launch the space, PW Studios. And we'd love to have you. If you are in the area, you can get registered to come out and check out that. It will be an opportunity to network so that, you know, some of the people that are coming, they'll be sharing what they do for business and how you can connect and work with them. So it's December 14th, 1 to 4. Don't forget, if you are in the area or close by, come on out. Thank you, Silver Fox, for being a active person on our call today. And yes, and thank you for that. Congratulations. It's a property that I had this year. It was doing, I was renting it out and generating income that way. And I've just decided to pivot and do something different. And so I think that it's going to be a very big success in 2025. Thank you, guys. Take care. Happy Friday. Enjoy your weekend. And we'll see you on Monday when I'm here live on Instagram and Facebook. Take care, people. Bye-bye.